All right, so today, we're really diving into something kind of interesting.
Okay.
A movie, it's creating quite a buzz.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just a film.
Yeah.
We're talking
Okay.
trends in music,
Yeah.
kind of these unexpected genre mashups,
Yep.
and the power of a good story.
Yeah.
You want to know more about Metal Heavy, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a deep dive based on an episode of the Cinematic Vibes podcast.
Okay.
And trust me, this one sounds like it could be a wild ride.
Yeah. It is interesting
Yeah.
how this film seems to be tapping into several
Right.
cultural threads simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like this nostalgia for classic rock, the global obsession with car culture,
Okay.
and the undeniable impact of rap music.
Mm.
It's an ambitious
Yeah.
project trying to capture the zeitgeist of today's music scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the podcast definitely seems to think they're onto something special.
Yeah.
So let's get into the nuts and bolts of Metal Heavy. Okay.
The plot revolves around a struggling rock band, also called Metal Heavy, trying to make it big.
Right.
But here's where things take a turn.
Okay.
There's a parallel storyline
Yeah.
with a record executive who has a need for speed, and I mean a serious need for speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. And this isn't just cruising down the highway. We're talking
Oh.
high-stakes street racing.
Okay.
The podcast mentioned Lamborghinis, Dodge Challenger Demons. These are serious cars
Yeah.
for a serious subculture.
Right.
It seems this fascination with speed and high-performance machines is somehow connected to the record executive's search for musical talent.
Almost like they're using the world of underground racing as a metaphor for discovering raw, untapped potential.
Yeah, yeah.
Like taking the boardroom to the streets.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
What's fascinating is that, according to the podcast,
Okay.
this high-octane world of street racing
Leads the record executive to a surprising discovery. A group of talented rappers.
Wow.
It's as if the film is suggesting that passion and creativity can be found in the most unexpected places, even amidst the roar of engines and burning rubber.
Okay, so we have a struggling rock band, a speed demon record executive, and a group of talented rappers.
Right.
Now, the Cinematic Vibes folks seemed particularly excited about the screenwriter, Chase Watson. They were making comparisons to George Lucas and Quentin Tarantino.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, those are some pretty big shoes to fill.
And very different shoes at that.
Yeah.
Lucas, with Star Wars,
Right.
is known for creating expansive fictional universes.
Right.
While Tarantino is lauded for his sharp dialogue, nonlinear storytelling, and gritty realism.
Okay.
Think Pulp Fiction with its interwoven narratives and iconic scenes.
Yeah.
To be compared to both suggests that Watson is aiming for something unique,
Wow.
potentially blending these styles.
So he might be going for both expansive world building and gritty, dialogue-driven realism.
Yeah.
That's an interesting mix. But how does the street racing fit into all of this?
Right.
Is it just a flashy backdrop, or is there a deeper connection to the music?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems like the film is using street racing as a symbol of something deeper, rebellion, perhaps, or the pursuit of authenticity.
It does make you wonder if they're using the high-stakes racing as a parallel to the competitive nature of the music industry itself.
Yeah.
There's that constant need for speed, for innovation, for being one step ahead.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really interesting connection.
Yeah.
And it raises another question.
Okay.
Can a film successfully blend elements of rock, rap, and high-octane action while staying true to its core themes?
Right.
Genre bending can be tricky.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works seamlessly, and other times it feels forced.
Yeah.
The success of Metal Heavy might hinge on how well they manage these seemingly disparate elements.
Right. Yeah.
Genre bending in film can be a delicate dance.
Yeah.
Remember the film Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Okay.
It blended video game aesthetics with indie rom-com tropes to great effect. But then you have films where the mix feels jarring and disjointed.
Right.
What do you think are the potential pitfalls?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Okay.
I think one pitfall could be trying to appeal to too many audiences at once.
Right.
They're juggling rock fans, rap enthusiasts, and car aficionados.
Yeah.
If they're not careful, the film could feel like a hodgepodge of elements rather than a cohesive story.
Yeah.
Cinematic Vibes did mention that Metal Heavy explores the idea of selling out.
Okay.
They seem to suggest that the film grapples with this age-old tension between artistic integrity and commercial success.
Yeah. Right. That's a theme that has always resonated with musicians, especially in the age of streaming. Yeah, the music industry has undergone a seismic shift in recent years with the rise of digital platforms and the decline of traditional record sales. Artists today face a different landscape with new challenges and opportunities. Metal Heavy might be tapping into this contemporary anxiety, exploring how artists navigate a music industry where going viral can be both a blessing and a curse.
Right. It makes you wonder if the film will take sides or offer a more nuanced perspective. Will it romanticize the rebellious spirit of underground music? Or will it acknowledge the realities of trying to make a living as an artist in a cutthroat industry?
And let's not forget the power dynamics at play. You have a record executive who represents the established music industry, venturing into the world of underground rap. Is he genuinely interested in nurturing new talent, or is he simply looking for the next big thing to exploit? These are interesting questions that the film seems to be raising.
The Cinematic Vibes hosts were really enthusiastic about the film's potential to bridge the gap between rock and rap. They even went so far as to say that Metal Heavy could be the movie that makes rock music relevant to a new generation.
That's a bold statement. Rock music, of course, has a long and storied history. But it's true that it's not currently dominating the charts the way it once did. Perhaps by juxtaposing it with a genre like rap, which is undeniably popular with younger audiences, the film can introduce rock to a whole new generation.
It's almost like they're suggesting that these genres aren't so different after all. Both rock and rap at their core are about rebellion, self-expression, and challenging the status quo. Maybe Metal Heavy is trying to capture that shared energy.
And that energy is often reflected in the visual language of music films. Think about the kinetic camera work in a film like 8 Mile, which captures the raw energy of a rap battle. Or the way a film like Almost Famous uses concert footage to immerse you in the world of 70s rock. It'll be interesting to see how Metal Heavy visually represents this collision of rock, rap, and car culture.
From what I gathered on Cinematic Vibes, it sounds like they're going for a very stylized, high-energy aesthetic. They even mentioned that some scenes were filmed at actual street races to capture that sense of authenticity and adrenaline.
That's a bold move. It sounds like they're really trying to push the boundaries of the music film genre. But it's a gamble. If it works, it could be exhilarating. If not, it could feel forced and inauthentic.
So much hinges on the execution. It sounds like Metal Heavy is walking a tightrope, trying to balance spectacle with substance, nostalgia with innovation. I'm curious to see if it can pull it off.
Me too.
So it's a lot to process. This blend of music, car culture, and the tension of making it. Cinematic Vibes seem to think this movie is going to be a real game changer. Possibly even bringing rock back into the spotlight. Do you think that's giving it too much weight? Can one film really have that much impact?
It's a tall order, for sure. Rock has been declared dead countless times. Yet it always seems to find a way to reinvent itself. Look at how grunge exploded in the 90s. Or how bands like the White Stripes brought back a raw, garage rock sound in the early 2000s. Perhaps Metal Heavy is riding a similar wave? Capturing a cultural yearning for something authentic and rebellious?
That makes sense. It's like they're tapping into the spirit of rock and roll. But packaging it in a way that feels fresh and exciting for today's audiences.
What I find particularly interesting is how this film seems to position rock not as a relic of the past, but as a vital force that can stand alongside contemporary genres like rap. And this might be where the street racing element plays a crucial role. It injects a sense of danger, excitement, and rebellion that might resonate with younger audiences who might not be as familiar with the roots of rock.
It's like they're creating a space where these seemingly disparate worlds can collide and potentially find common ground.
And let's not overlook the human element at the heart of Metal Heavy. This is ultimately a story about a group of underdogs, each with their own dreams and ambitions, trying to make it in their respective worlds. It's a universal theme that transcends genre and generation. And it might be what ultimately connects with audiences.
So to wrap things up, after diving deep into this upcoming movie, is it something you think is worth checking out?
Based on what we've gathered from cinematic vibes,
Yeah.
Metal Heavy has the potential to be more than just another flashy action film.
Okay.
It's clearly trying to say something about the power of music,
Right.
the allure of rebellion, and the search for authenticity in a world that often feels increasingly artificial.
Yeah.